That leads me to the magic question, which is what happens in those early morning hours for our brain? What should the routine look like? What's happening there that makes the rest of our day so productive?
Yeah. So, the miracle morning for me was born out of necessity. It wasn't a book idea, right? Back in 2008, when the economy crashed, I crashed with it. And I heard a Jim Rohn quote. This is what gave birth to the miracle morning. Jim Rohn said, your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development. So my epiphany was, I need to go figure out what the world's most successful people do for their personal development. And I need to create not just like a little personal development. I was so desperate to change my life. I thought, I'm going to combine what the world's most successful people do into the ultimate personal development ritual. And at first it wasn't even in the morning. It was just like, that ended up being like the time that made the most sense. I wasn't a morning person, but I thought if I start every day in a peak physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual state, that would set me off theoretically to make every day a great day. And so I woke up that first morning, and the 6 practices that I combined are organized in an acronym, SAVERS. It's silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing, which is a fancy word for writing or journaling. Those are the 6 practices of the miracle morning. And so sequencing those where you start your day in silence, so that's your meditation or your prayer. For me, it's both. But being able to calm your nervous system, lower your cortisol levels, right? Put yourself in a peak state and listen to that wisdom that you can't hear when you start the day by grabbing your smartphone or opening up your laptop and diving right into work. Right? Our greatest ideas come during those periods of peaceful, purposeful silence. And real quick, the article that got me to implement meditation in 2008 and make it part of the miracle morning was called Fortune 500 CEOs That Swear by Meditation. I might be off a word or two, but that was the theme of the article. And that was an epiphany for me. It was a paradigm shift, because I went, wait, I thought of meditation as like monks in a monastery, but these are Fortune 500 CEOs saying their biggest breakthroughs that led to their incredible financial growth in their companies were during their periods of meditation. In fact, Ray Dalio, who's a billionaire, right? He says that that's the number one key to his financial success. So I was like, well, I've got to try that. And then affirmations felt really goofy to me the way that I had learned them. But I saw a video of Ellen DeGeneres interviewing Will Smith. Now, this was pre-Chris Rock slap Will Smith. So, different connotation when you heard the name.
He's still an amazing human. We can't throw him out. He's still done some extraordinary things.
I agree. Yeah, one bad moment does not make a bad human being.
Yeah, so, it doesn't wipe out the what he's created. So
I agree. At that time, he had like the number one movie in the theater. His TV show, Fresh Prince, was a top show, and he had a platinum selling album. And Ellen said, Will, how are you so successful at everything you do when, you came from a middle-class family in Philly? And to paraphrase what he said, I learned how to do affirmations when I was 15 years old. But the way that he talked about them was different than I had heard. He said, I wrote down in the form of an affirmation what I wanted in my life, what I was committed to in my life. And then I wrote down the qualities that I needed to develop, who I needed to be to create what I wanted. And then I wrote down what I needed to do each day to become that person to create that life. He said, I simply started reading those affirmations every day, living in alignment with them. And I became that person, developed those abilities, and created that life. And I was like, that makes so much sense. And so I'm going to pause, but those are 2 of the practices, the S and the A in the savers, that lead to an optimal morning.
So in that, what I hear, it's the visualization power mixed with the clarity of what you want to create in your life. And can you take that visualization practice and meditation practice and put it in the middle of the day and get the same impact as if you do it in the morning?
I love that. It's a really good question. And the answer is yes and no. It's yes in that all of the savers, any of those practices, like I didn't invent the savers, right? I mean, these are the world's most successful people for centuries have attributed their success to either the books they read or the meditation practice or their affirmations or their visualization. The thing is, the benefits of those practices, they're accumulative. If every day over and over as you meditate, right, you gain more ability to gain clarity. As you read affirmations that affirm your commitments, you become more committed. As you visualize, you get more, so on and so forth. You exercise, obviously, you get stronger, build stamina, build mental clarity. The books you read compound as well. However, the benefits of all of the savers are immediate and for the hours after you do them. So for example, when you meditate in the morning and you lower your cortisol and you gain clarity on how to make this your best day, you don't want to miss out on those benefits throughout the day. When you visualize, and I teach visualization in the book, very different than most, I guess you'd call it well-meaning self-help gurus teach visualization, which is just to visualize the outcome. Like make the vision board or see what you want, make it clear picture in your mind. That's only half the equation. You have to visualize yourself in a form of mental rehearsal doing the thing that you need to do today while putting yourself in a peak mental and emotional state so that when it's time to do the thing, you're compelled to do it. It's how you overcome procrastination because it's what athletes do. The world's best athletes mentally rehearse themselves performing at their best before they step onto the court or the field. And we should do the same before we step in front of our family or into the office, etc. So the exercise that you do, I'll quote Robin Sharma in the Miracle Morning documentary.
I love Robin.
You love Robin. Who doesn't love Robin? He's one of the sweetest, most brilliant human beings on the planet. So Robin, author of the 5 a.m. Club, by the way, I've learned a lot from, but the Miracle Morning movie that he was in, paraphrasing what he said, I'm sure I'll misquote him, but he said, the benefits of exercise have been scientifically proven to last for as long as 13 hours after the initial exercise. So the point is, you can do the savers, you can do the Miracle Morning in the afternoon or evening, but you will have missed out on the clarity and the energy and the motivation, right, that you would have gained first thing in the morning, because how you start your day again, it sets the tone, the context, and the direction for who you are when you show up to the rest of the day.
Oh, so brilliantly said.